Hello beautiful people, welcome back to another interesting video. Today's video is from Young American Foundation. It's titled Triggered Leftist Debates Michael Knowles on Knowles, I'm not sure about that name, I'm sorry. On abortion, then walks away. Okay. I know that a lot of young people are pro-abortion, my body, my choice, yeah. But today we are going to be talking about this particular leftist who is going to be debating Michael. My name is Faith Ogechi. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, hello. Do well to like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, drop a comment on what you think about this video. I'll be dropping my thoughts during the course of this video and after this video, okay? So please don't go anywhere. Let's see this together.
Do you believe that organ donation should be mandatory?
I do not.
You do not. Okay, so if you believe that even a dead person has the right to bodily autonomy, even if that dead person's organs could save up to 8 lives, and yet you also believe that women should be legally mandated to sacrifice their bodily autonomy in order to save the life of a fetus, by your own logic, a corpse has more right to bodily autonomy than a living, breathing woman.
Well, you imposed upon me a liberal view that I do not hold, which is that my views of abortion come from some sense of bodily autonomy. I'm not a huge autonomy guy to begin with. I don't think that I own my body. I think my body is sort of a gift, and I have obligations to my creator. The reason that I don't support mandatory organ donation is not because of some liberal conception of autonomy or something. It's because that's not what your organs are for. Your organs are for you. Your lungs are to bring oxygen to your blood. Your heart is to pump blood around your body. Your liver is to take care of what I will probably do later on at the bar after this speech, and so on and so forth. My organs are not for you. Your organs are not for me. So you can give an organ donation, and that can be a lovely thing to do, but you aren't obligated for it because things are known largely by what they are for.
Yeah.
Okay. It sounded like you were just going to be anti-organ donation for a second. I was like, that's weird.
No. But I am against, going in and stealing people's organs. I think that would be quite wrong.
Stealing from a person who isn't alive, which gives them
I think desecrating bodies is pretty bad, or digging up graves is bad too. Yeah.
So, if you don't believe that withholding resources like life-saving organs, which you would die without if you have organ failure, if you don't believe that withholding resources like that means that you're killing a person, would you be pro-cutting the umbilical cord rather than removing a fetus so that the fetus would no longer be able to grow without the nutrients it needs?
I think it would be wrong for a mother to kill her child. So I don't view my organs, say, as resources, as you've put it in a kind of like materialist liberal way. I kind of think of them as my organs, and I think of my body as like my body, and I think of me as a person, not just a big sack of flesh that can be chopped up for the pleasure of some liberal technocrat. Call me old-fashioned, I guess. But then you turn to this example and you say, well, okay, what about cutting the umbilical cord eventually you do cut the umbilical cord when the baby comes out, but what about cutting the umbilical cord or otherwise killing the baby? I think that would be quite wrong to do, because your baby is not for your killing. Your baby is not justifying some kind of murder. That was the topic of our discussion tonight. And furthermore, a woman's womb, which is another organ that you haven't brought up, has a purpose too. And the purpose of the woman's womb is to grow a baby. And the baby is not just a clump of cells or a parasite or any other dehumanizing way that the liberals talk about it. The baby is your baby. And when mothers kill their babies, that's contrary to reason and contrary to nature.
So back to what I was saying, you love doing this thing where you go off about some nonsense that isn't what the original question was about.
Logic, yes, yeah, I know. I do occasionally.
Logic
apply
entirely
that.
Unrelated to what I was saying in the first place. But
what were you saying? Perhaps I misunderstood. I thought I understood.
You misunderstood. So withholding resources.
Right. I suppose I just
without which
I just don't.
Someone will die.
Yeah,
When you have organ failure, not having an organ donor kills you. Surprise. So withholding resources from them, that isn't killing, that isn't wrong, but withholding resources from a growing fetus, somehow that's different. And the
Well,
way
as I tried to
make that leap, so I'm getting confused there.
You are getting confused. As I tried to explain, you are beginning with a premise that all of our organs are just undifferentiated resources to which any of us might be entitled. And that's a novel view. It's a view held by, I guess, some rather extreme liberals or materialists, but it's not a view held by me. I don't think that it's all just undifferentiated flesh. I think that things like organs have both form and matter. So there's the matter, there's the flesh, there's the stuff, but then there's the form, which tells you about what that thing is. And so my liver might look a lot like your liver, but they're different livers. One's mine, for instance, and one is yours. So you don't have a right to mine, and I don't have a right to...
I'm equally trying to understand what she's trying to say, because honestly, I don't understand. She talked about, organs and, withholding, maybe when somebody is sick and, harvesting or rightfully collecting somebody else's organ. What do you think about it? Because I'm not really clear, because I'm not sure what she's trying to say there. But what I can comprehend or what I can understand here is that your organs or your body parts are meant for you for a certain purpose, right? Feeling like you're obligated to somebody else's organ, even if the person is dead, is wrong, totally wrong. She's also mentioned something about abortion. And I feel like a lot of these people need to understand that abortion is actually murder. You're actually killing a child. It might not, the child might not be formed yet, but there is a life growing inside the woman's tummy. There is a life, even if it is just a group of cells or it's a fetus or whatever it is yet, it has a life growing in it. I feel like these pro-abortionists should instead campaign about safe sex instead of saying, oh, it's okay to have an abortion. What about things that could go wrong, right? I think there was a video of Whoopi Goldberg and Ben Carson where they were having a debate, literally, about, okay, my body, my choice. Why are you withholding that right from me? And Ben Carson said something which I felt touched. He said he's a doctor. He gives life to people, children, every day. He brings a lot of children to life. And tomorrow or years later, he sees them doing great things. He sees them being useful individuals in the society. Imagine him if he had taken out the life of those people. And then Whoopi says something about, what about the women who have to live with the horrendous, I've forgotten the word she used, and I was like, aren't you thinking about the horrendous consequences of having unsafe sex? Well, how about having safe sex? How about preaching or teaching these people to have safe sex? If there is a campaign about safe sex and how to actually protect yourself from getting pregnant, because this is 2024, people can actually plan to get pregnant. People can actually know when they want to get pregnant. So there are so many methods, birth control and all of those things. How about you teach people how to actually protect themselves against getting pregnant instead of allowing them get to that point and making them suffer the consequence of that? But let's complete this video.
To yours, because your liver is for you and my liver is for me. And we all know this, and we all act that way. That's why you're not coming up here and attacking me and ripping my kidneys out and selling it on a market in Wuhan or something like that. But we pretend that we don't believe these things because it helps to advance an argument which is totally indefensible and unnatural, namely that we ought to kill a baby or something like that. So
your organs are for you and you alone. You get to decide what to do with them. But a woman doesn't get that choice about her womb, about her ovaries.
Well, the baby
about
is
her
not
uterus.
an organ of
No,
hers. The
so
baby is
you
an
get
individual.
Now I get where she's coming from. Now I get where she's going to. Now she started this. You see this Oyibo people. You see this girl. She's so smart. She started this conversation with saying that, oh, your organs belong to you. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Or do you think people feel obligated to your organ? And he said no. Nobody should feel obligated to my organ. If I want to give my kidney to somebody, it should be because I want to give it. My kidneys belong to me. But if I want to give my organs, my lung, my liver to anybody, I just want to give it. Nobody should feel obligated to my organs, right? She now said, okay, if you feel like you're obligated to your organs, how about women? Don't they feel obligated to their body and their choice? You see where she's going to? Do you see where she's going to? Now that fetus, is it part of your organs that you need to remove because you feel like you don't want it anymore? Do you guys think that pro-abortion should be a thing? Do you think we should have a right to abortion? This is very, very serious.
to make
Individual human
choices
being.
about your internal organs, but a living, breathing woman does not.
Well,
okay, I understand.
No,
Thank
I don't think you do understand, because I don't think you understand very well at all.
She got really triggered. I don't think this is something that should make you get triggered, right? I don't think it's something that should make you get triggered. It is simple. Yes, I have a right, to my organs. They are mine. And I can decide to give it out if I want to give it out. But we need to understand that your pregnancy, or the fact that you have a child growing inside of you, yeah, you have a right. You can decide to remove it. You are taking a life. It's like a committing murder. Yeah, I mean, maybe the child is not growing and all of those things. The child is not grown. I mean, the body parts are not formed and all of those. But it's like you are extracting the life out of something. How about we actually preach about safe sex? How about that? How about you teach these people to stay celibate? How about you teach, Jabeha mentioned that, everything is, is sexual these days. We have soft porn all over the places. We have people, in fact, everything you see these days is sexualized. And there is no lie. Does that make it right? Does it make it right? Does it make it right to have unprotected sex and then go and have an abortion? Does it make it right? How about you teach young people to be abstinent? How about you teach them to stay celibate? How about you teach them safe sex? How about you teach them birth control methods? And then you're coming to say, oh, it's okay to have an abortion. Oh, you can just get pregnant and then have an abortion. How about things that can go wrong in the process? You're not even thinking about that.
Unfortunately, because you're suggesting that the baby is an organ of the woman, which is preposterous, obviously. The baby is differentiated from organs by its DNA.
Really, really preposterous. Absolutely ridiculous. A baby is not an organ. A baby is a living being inside of you. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? A baby is not an organ. It's not your lung. It's not your liver that you just take out and give to the next person. It is a living being. So you are taking it out. It's like you're ripping out the life out. How does that even make you feel? And she's getting triggered.
Is differentiated from organs by its DNA, by how it will develop, by I don't think she's listening to the rest of my answer. Matt! You know what that was like? That girl knows something so smart, which is, when I was a young man, a single guy, right? The best way that you could really, if you liked a girl and, the girl was seeing some other guy, the best way you could needle the guy is by getting the guy's name right. You say, hey, how's Mark doing these days? Oh, actually, his name is Mag. Oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay. Real nice. It's not Smokey Matt, not Smokey Ben, not Smokey Candace.
My girl is a case, I swear. This is so funny. I feel like that girl is really smart. I loved how the argument progressed. I love where she took it from. But let's not get it twisted. A child is not an organ you can just take out and give it to someone else. A child is like a living being living inside of you. You cannot just take it out. How about the things that could go wrong? I mean, I'm African, I'm Nigerian. How about the fact that, you know, that thing that could be inside of you could be the president tomorrow? How about that thing could be your saving grace tomorrow? And then you think that you can just have unprotected sex the way you like, and then, oh, you're pregnant, oh, I can take it out the way I like. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. So we need to start learning to live with the consequences of our actions. If you want to have unprotected sex, no problem. But when it results into pregnancy, you should live with it. I mean, it's not a punishment. After all, you enjoy the few minutes of the pleasure. So when, I mean, you're not, the fact that you're having sex does not, I mean, the fact that you're having sex means that you know something. So you should know that a pregnancy would result from unprotected sex, especially when you're not taking precautionary measures to make sure that you're not getting pregnant. And then you get pregnant, and then you think that abortion is the right thing to do. It's not the right thing to do. The fact that a lot of people, and the fact that a lot of countries are, you know, standing, I mean, they have abortion rights. The fact that doesn't make it right. It's not right. What do you guys think about this conversation? Because, I mean, the girl got triggered and she walked away with the fact that you have a right over your body, over your organ, over your system, over your lungs, over your kidney, but a woman does not have a right over her body. Does she not have a right to be angry? I mean, this leftist, oh my god. Anyway, do well to like, share, subscribe, drop a comment on what you think about abortion. Are you pro-abortion? Why are you pro-abortion? If you're against abortion, why are you against abortion? Do you think she has a right to get triggered? Do you think Michael did not do justice to educating her about what she should know about abortion? Do you think, I mean, I love the way the argument progressed, but what do you think about this conversation? I'd love to know in the comment section below. Do well to like, share, subscribe, drop a comment on what you think, turn on your post notification bell, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.